Hello my friends, how's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. This is Sheree from Turquoise Dreaming, and I'm here today with this video sponsored by Globleland. So I've been showing you the last couple of Sundays with the items I got, the dies and the stamps. So I showed you the unboxing, and then the next Sunday I showed you the stamps where I just got stamp sets, and this week I'm showing you the sets where I got the stamp sets that came with dies. So I decided to try these when Globleland offered this sponsorship, and because I've never tried them before, and so I've been practicing and trying to figure out my best way to use these as far as getting them stamped and cut, things like that. So one set is dragonflies right here, and they come with the dies, so you don't like order them separate or anything. The other set was flowers. Let's see which way is up. Flowers and petals, and there's some words on here. There's some words on the dragonflies too. I wanted to concentrate on the dragonflies today, so I went ahead and stamped. I wanted to show you, this is all of the dragonflies in the word and the words in this dragonfly set right here. I wanted to show you what they look like as far as just a picture or demonstration of all of them. Now the ones that didn't come out clear is my own fault. I didn't put enough ink on there, like this one right here has a blank spot. But if I would have had enough ink on there, it would have been fine. Anyway, I did not have to rough them up or sand them or do anything to them to make them ready to stamp. The Globleland stamps just work. I don't know. I just put ink on them, stamp them, and there you go. These are all of these are first time stamped, except for this one I used before. You can see I have a little blank spot on there too, because I didn't put enough ink on it. But just look how pretty these are. They're very intricate designs. Let me show you this, each one. This is one with intricate wings. This is a little baby one, another little baby one. This one has intricate wings. Aren't they pretty? And this one too. This one too. Okay, here's the words. The words say, be strong, be you, and be happy. And so what I want to do now is cut them out. I just used black ink for the video purposes to make sure you could see them well. I usually like to use, if I'm going to stamp one in my journals, I will use my coffee ink, which is archival ink, and it's the coffee color. I love that color on, like if you stamp it on coffee dyed paper or something, it comes out so beautiful. Oh, and one tip, one of my subscribers, when I first did the unboxing, I asked for tips on, these types of stamps with the dies. But what I got was a tip on the dragonflies, and that is, dragonflies don't have antenna. That's what the tip was. So the person kindly told me that dragonflies don't have antenna. What I should do if I cut them out or something, just cut off the antenna, because if you want a true, like this one here, doesn't have antenna, but the rest of them all have antenna, even the baby ones. But I guess to get a true dragonfly, you can cut off the antenna if you want to. So, and if you want to leave them, I think they look cute with them. So I don't know what I would do. It depends on where I'm using it, right? If I'm just stamping it on a piece of paper, I wouldn't have a choice to cut them out. But if I'm cutting, like, you can use these either ways. You don't have to use these with the dies. But if you want to use them with the dies, you have that option. So here are the dies. I have them all out of the package. They come all kind of, connected how they are. And I disconnected them. And if there was one where I needed to, like a piece didn't come off, I just used my little jewelry wire cutters, or the small wire cutters, and clip off the little, there's a little prong or whatever that holds them together sometimes. And when you take them apart, usually one side at least comes off, and maybe the other side you have to snip off with your wire cutters. But if in case you've never used dies before, that's what I do. And they come, these solid ones like this, well, I guess these are all solid, aren't they? Yeah. See, some are like this, where they have the inside cut out like that. Okay. So they kind of just pop right out when you die cut them. Oh, here's one with the prong on it I didn't cut off. as an example, I would snip that off when I get ready to use it. I didn't take this all apart yet either, but yeah, I would just snip that off with my wire cutters. But those types with the hollow inside just pop out, but these solid ones have holes in them where it helps you to get them out. So I just use a little pokey tool like the one I got from, you know, the real, well, here it is right here. I'll show you. I didn't know if I could grab it, but this one I just used from Dollar Tree, and it has this little pointy end on it, and I can just take it and, you know, I don't want to poke it too much because I don't want to poke a hole through my paper, but I can just stick it in there a little bit, you know, gently, and it helps to get the dragonfly out of this solid piece. In case you never used dies before, I'm sure most of you have. But, you know, I didn't used to use dies before I got my, you know, I didn't use dies before. Well, Maria gave me a Sizzix Sidekick, so that was the first time I used dies. And then someone else gave me actually a Sizzix Big Shot. So then I really got into the dies, you know, because the Sidekick is small and you can only get certain things through there, you know, small things. So anyway, let's see, since I've already stamped these, and you can see how they stamped, I thought now I would show you, put this stuff out of the way, and I would show you, we would kind of experiment with, this is not a tutorial, I'm not an expert, this is the first time I've used the dies with the stamps, so this is just a kind of an experiment, and to show you how cool these Globleland stamps and dies are. So just 1 second, I'm going to bring my Big Shot over here. Big Shot? Yeah. And I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my Big Shot right over here. Let me move it over a little bit so you can see I don't need my stamp acrylic block anymore. So let me just put this right here. So I don't have, somebody gave me this, and I do not have I understand Sheree from Studio 28E mentioned in a comment that they usually have a magnetic sheet that goes with them and that helps hold your dies in place. Well, I don't have that. I need to get one. I will get one sooner or later when I figure out. I'll have to go on Amazon or whatever and look for that. But I don't have one right now. So I've always used it. I didn't know it came with that. So I've always used it without. And I was like, oh, you have to be careful because, you know, your dies could move. Well, if you have that magnetic sheet, you don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some of these out. And let me get this ready first. I want to get it, let's see. I have to cut it down a little bit, actually, so it'll fit through my machine here. But what I'm doing, since I don't have the magnetic sheet, is using some washi tape today to hold down my, let me cut this off too, I don't need this anymore. That was from last week. I was playing around. But yeah, if you don't, maybe you have the same problem, you don't have the magnetic sheet, I'm using washi tape to hold down my dies. Let's see if that'll fit through there. Yes, it will. Okay. So let's get our sandwich ready. We got this part on the bottom. Then we've got one of our acrylic pieces here. Then the dragonflies. And so we'll see how many we can cut out at one time. That's kind of why I did it like this, just for the video. I wouldn't normally just do them all like that, but I wanted to see how many I could get done during the video. So I already experimented with this one with a little curly tail, and it doesn't fit over this one. It fits over this one. So I'll see if I can put it down here. Oh, wait a minute, it doesn't. Is that right? Well, it might, no, it won't fit over that one. We're going to see. Why are these, that one has a curly, maybe that's the one that fits over there. Okay. Yeah, I was confused. First of all, you have to match them up. And then you have to put them over your, we're just going to see how these come out. I'm just covering it up. I can't see underneath of it because it's solid. But, oh, this one must fit over here. No, it doesn't. Okay, we're just going to do the ones where where it fits over something. Let's try this one on this one. Okay, that one fits over there. I'm kind of lining up the tail, and it's all, the black part is all covered. Okay, now let's see. See, that's one thing you have to figure out which goes with which. as far as I know. Oh, here's another curly tail. Oh, that one must go over here. Okay. It's like a little puzzle here, putting the puzzle pieces together. Okay, that one goes over there. Now these all have straight tails, so let's see which goes with which. They're not the same. This is let's see, this one's a little bit smaller than that one. And this one's, okay, let's just see which ones they fit over. The antenna don't fit over that one. Okay, that one does fit over that one. So I think they leave a little white, from what I can tell. When I experimented, they leave a little white border around the cutout. Okay, that one must go with that one. I'm kind of lining up the tail then and hoping the rest of it is lined up. And so this one must go with this one. Okay, now, in order for these not to move, I've just been putting a little washi tape over them. So I put the cut side down. I don't want them to move, so, whoopsie, now I just moved that one. Okay, back in place. And then, it cut fine yesterday. If you're thinking, oh, it won't cut with the washi tape over it, it did. It cut yesterday when I was experimenting with this. So, let me just get these all, we're going to save time, hopefully, and get these all done at one time, instead of one at a time, right? So, another piece of washi tape over that one. And I will definitely look into that magnetic sheet, because I think that would be awesome to have that. I never knew. I'm so glad you told me, Sheree, if you watch this. I'm so glad you told me that, because I was like, you know, thinking, oh, you have to be so careful. Okay, this is a little bit too long here. I don't want too much washi covering up stuff. Okay, 3 more. I'm kind of using this washi because I got this washi right here in a subscription kit that was from a company, not from a person or Etsy, anyone on Etsy or anything. It was in a subscription kit where you kind of get a kit of a journal and certain things, like you would get washi tape every month and a stamp and things like that. Well, you know, I knew right away I didn't like it because I didn't like everything that came in it. Like, I really wouldn't never probably pick out this washi tape right here. I believe that's where this came from. There's a lot on here. And so anyway, that kit was like that. So if this is where that came from, there are certain stamps, I've already destashed the stamps that I didn't like from that subscription kit. But anyway, so if you order a subscription kit where you get it every month for a year or something from a company, be careful, because I couldn't get out of it either. Once I started it, it was like they wouldn't let me out of it. I had to pay for the whole, every month, the whole year, just take whatever was sent to me, even though I didn't like it. So yeah, order 1 month at a time, even if it's a few dollars more, because otherwise you're just stuck with the whole year subscription. I didn't mean to go into that. Okay, here we go. We got them all down. Hold on, I forgot this. Like, why isn't it going through? Because you're talking too much, Sheree. Okay, here we go. Got our sandwich together. And let me move this over so you can see. Okay, I see my little dragonfly tail here sticking out. I don't know if that one might move or else I won't be able to go through. Let's see how it does. It's going through. I think it'll be fine. It probably just moved it up a little bit, so that one might not come out so good. But we got to go all the way through, have all the dies go all the way through. And sometimes I don't roll it back, I just take it out over there. But I want to make sure, because first of all, I'm not familiar with these dies and how they cut. So I want to make sure they all cut. So I'm going forward and backward all the way. And we're going to see if these came out. So if they didn't come out, it's my fault. It's just that I'm learning and experimenting here. So, but I think these are going to be really pretty once I figure out how they work and how to do them exactly right. But okay, so let's kind of get this stuff out of the way. Let's move this. because we're not doing it over. We're just going to see what happened here. But these are really nice, and they weren't, the prices on these particular things that I picked out were like so awesome that I told you, like last Sunday I said I couldn't believe how inexpensive they were. So if you're just starting out, Globleland might be a good choice for you to check out their stuff. Okay, and I'm sure they have sales and coupons, and I have a coupon too for you down below, so be sure if you do go over there to use my coupon. Okay, let's do this. Let me get my little pokey tool here, because I'm sure we'll need that. We'll take off our, see the die just pops out, but then you have to get your piece out of here, and the stamp part is on the inside here. And this one has 2 holes you can poke out, and just a little tap there, like I said, and it pops right out. Oh, I can't get that out of there. Okay, and so we're gonna, it's starting to come out, so now I can pull on it a little bit, and that's how this one came out. So I didn't have it lined up exactly. The tail's good. See, I remember I said I was lining up the tail, but I still needed to move it up a little bit, I see. So that's part of learning, me learning how these line up. Like now I know next time I use it, I need to push it up a little bit, okay? And these all might be like that because I lined up the tails on all of these. Because you can't see through them. The ones with the hollowed out center, you can see through them and you can see where to line them up, how to line them up. That's what only thing I figured out so far is the difference between the hollowed out ones. So if you want to try hollowed out ones first before you try solid ones like that, it might be a good idea. But otherwise, besides me lining these up correctly, you can see they come out really nice. This side is actually lined up more, so this is probably more of what it comes out like. See the little wings here with the little white around it? I think that's more of what it comes out like if you do it right. So that's those 2. Okay, now this one. See, this is the one with the tail that was sticking out the bottom. So I'm just going to pull that off there. And yeah, that tail, I could fix that up if I want to. And this one has 3 holes, one on both sides of the antenna, where the antenna are, and the tail. So that one's coming loose. And there's that one. The cut is really nice as far as the shape there and everything. So the cut is really nice. No problem with it cutting out, you know what I mean? Like it did cut. So there's no problem with that. I just have to learn how to line it up. So if you get them and you've never done it like me before, don't get frustrated. Just, you know, adjust the next time, and that's what I'll do. I'll adjust. Oh, this one came out just pretty much perfect. So here we go. I did one right. Isn't it beautiful? And now I can color it with a marker. I do have my markers here, so maybe we'll color that one and see what it looks like. So that one. Ooh, now I'm excited. One came out right. So yeah, I want to encourage anyone that has tried this before, maybe or you're learning it like me, not to give up. Just keep practicing until you get good at it, and I'm sure you'll be glad you did, because these are a lot of fun. Okay, I know it's loose. I just have to grab a hold of it here. So there's the next one. That one's almost right. I needed to kind of over and up a little bit, but really nice. And then the last one here. So the words have they have little cutouts too, so you can make like a label like this right here. I'm not going to do the words right now, but see like that? That's what you put around the words, and you can make like little labels or whatever, you know, have little word labels. And that's cool. That's really cool. But I just decided, like I said, I was focusing on the dragonflies today. And so, and I got that flower one too, and I'm sure at some point I will come back with using those in a video, but just for this video I wanted to focus on the dragonflies. And that's a very nice cut too, as far as the shape and everything. I just needed to line it up a little better. So let's color this one real quick. I wasn't really planning on doing that, but I have my markers here, my Sharpies. I don't have any other kind of markers as far as, I do have some paint pens, but I'm not going to get those out because I know that these work just fine. So what color shall we make our butterfly? Let's make him a blue. Let's make him blue. Maybe a couple. I don't have a purple in here. I have two different blues. We'll do. Let's do two different blues. Let's do the wings, this light blue color, lighter blue, and then we'll do the body, this brighter blue here, and just see how that comes out. Oh, this is a little purpley maybe. It doesn't look purple on here. It looks light blue, doesn't it? It does to me. But it's coming out a little violet. Oh, look at that. I just said I wish I had purple, and I do have purple. And I don't know why, because it looks blue. Maybe that has a little bit of violet in that color, but it doesn't look like it as far as the color here on the outside of the pen, or outside of the marker. But yeah, purple butterfly, dragonfly. See, I like these Sharpies because you can see through, like I said last week, you can see the black stamp through, the stamp marks, through the color, and it actually brings out the stamp when you color over it. So it brings out all that intricate design like on the wings. And I'll show you up close in a second. Let's just get this colored first. This could totally be a TV craft if you wanted to cut some of these out and then take them in and color them in front of the TV. You could get a whole lot of these colored. You know what I mean? So now the wrist. Let's do the tail first and go from there. The tail's pretty thin here, so being careful not to go outside the lines. And then we'll go up here to the body. Trying to decide if I want the eyes a different color. This one was the one that didn't have antenna, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm going to call it a nose, but I'm sure it's not a nose. It's just this little tip right here. And then I think I want to color the eyes a different color. I'm going to call those the eyes. I think there's probably eyes there. Or don't dragonflies have like a lot of eyes? I don't know. I don't remember. So I don't want the eyes to be like neon. So, how about green eyes? It might be a little bright, but we're experimenting here, so why not? We're going to give him green eyes. Okay, that might be a little dark for this dragonfly, but still. Oh, I think it looks nice. Okay. All right, we're going to leave it at that and be done. But here he is in all his glory. Pretty, right? Don't you love it? I love it. Very pretty. I love it. Now, I don't know what I do with the white part when I put it into a journal or on a card. It depends on what I do, how I would use it, how I use it. But I'm totally keeping this one and going to use it somewhere. But isn't it gorgeous? I love it. So I hope you enjoyed today's demonstration, and thank you to Globleland for this sponsorship and collaboration. And I will see you all. Here's what he looks like down back on the white paper. So if you were to put him in the corner of a page, before we go, let me grab coffee dye piece of paper here. I'm reaching over, so excuse me for a second to reach over and pull it out from under my journal I'm working on. I kind of want to see it, and maybe you do too. And there's something other than white. So this is a coffee dye piece of paper. You put him in the corner. Now the white does make him show up on the coffee, but of course you could, and maybe we'll do that too. I thought we were ending there, didn't you? So I'm just using the ink that I have on this little brush already. Go around the sides of his wings. That's my vintage photo, of course. Distress oxide. But yeah, just go around. I'm not completely covering the white because I think I like how the white shows up on the coffee dyed paper, but just on the edges to help him kind of blend in but still stand out. And if like this little section right here is too much white, Actually, I could have lined it up a little better, but there we go. Let's say he's done now. And now that looks a little better, don't you think? Then all the white, it has some white where he shows up, and of course the color. But if he was in the corner of your journal that you're making or decorating, if you bought a journal from me, you could totally put a little dragonfly on a pocket or in the corner of a page to add a little decoration. And I think that's really pretty. I love it, the color. All right, thanks guys. I hope you enjoyed today. I'll see you in my next video and have a great day. See you later.